Good evening. Right, so today is a little bit different. I'm going to talk about my hysterectomy journey and why I'm having it, what's happening, and a new group I've set up for people who have either had a hysterectomy or maybe having one or are considering one for help and support. I'm also test driving this week. I'm giving it an actual chance to have some real lifetime. It's quite shiny. I'm still not sure about it, and my hair is still not a complete match, but I'll sort that. Hi Mel. So for those of you that have been following me for a while, you will know that for the last year I have been really ill. I used to joke that I was bleeding to death every month, but the joke was on me because I actually was, unbeknownst to me. Basically I have what is known as a dysfunctional uterus, which means that there's no real reason for it misbehaving. It's just misbehaving, right? So and the way it misbehaved is that it was just bleeding, which is just lovely. And then that was causing me to have really severe anemia, which is why I pretty much slept for a year. And this time last year, it came up on my memories today, I was told you need to think about whether or not you want a hysterectomy, whether or not you want any more kids. That came up on my memories today. So the journey's been quite a long one. The first thing I had to go through was all the hormonal treatment to stop you bleeding, to make you bleed less, which was pretty horrific. That was why I put on 5 stone in about 6 months, partly because I was asleep all day, but also the particular hormones they put me on acted as, or the doctor said they acted as like a steroid and made me put on loads of weight. Hi Rach, hi Emily. Hi Sandra. Sandra, I know you'll be relating to this story. So yeah, it made me put on loads of weight, which wasn't great because I was already pretty depressed because I was asleep all the time. And then my hair started falling out, hence why I started to get into wigs. My hair started falling out and my fingernails started falling out. So I was a nail technician and I was sitting there with my hair falling out, wearing wigs and plasters on my fingers because I couldn't wear my extensions anymore, it was a pretty hard time. Like, I'm not a particularly vain person, but I wasn't happy with myself for the way I responded to it. There was, you know, I wasn't dying, but I didn't feel like I wanted to leave the house because I had like really thin patches and a few little bald spots on my hair. Okay. So that's the sort of thing I was going through. So we did the hormones, didn't bother with the coil because I tend to have quite sort of bad reactions to hormone-based contraception, as in they will make me moody, give me the rage, make me fatter, make me spottier, all the things you don't want. So let me skip that stage. So after that we had to have what is called a uterine ablation, which is basically when they burn off the lining of your womb to stop you from having a lining so that you shouldn't bleed. Unfortunately, that was, when was that? That was February. So I had to go back for follow-up in 3 months and things weren't better. If anything, they were worse. So I felt like I was giving birth to a small human for a couple of days a month, which was not fun. And then, so we left it another 3 months and I basically went back to the consultant last week and he said, well, unfortunately, you seem to be in a small percentage of people that the ablation doesn't work for, so therefore there is only one thing left to do, and that is to have the hysterectomy, which to me is such a relief because although I am so much better than I was a year ago health-wise, I still am not back to the old machine I used to be. I have to remember to try and take it easy a bit, which is really frustrating. If you come to my house these days, it is always a mess because doing something as simple as the washing up can knock me out. I need a nap after the washing up. And for example, last week I worked 6 days on the trot, then I went to a training event. Yesterday I was fit in the washing machine and everything else, and today I just completely collapsed. That was me, gone. I've got so much I need to do, but me and the sofa met, and that was the end. That was the end of my day. Went to sleep. So finally getting a hysterectomy. There's different types of hysterectomy. I am going to be having a laparoscopic one, which is basically a keyhole one, where they're only, provided everything else is reasonable, going to take the uterus. Okay, now for a lot of people, they will have had to go through similar steps to me before they get to this stage. But one of the concerns with like for hysterectomy and why it's such a drastic thing is you won't be able to have children, obviously, because they need a uterus to grow in. And this was one of my problems before, because they were saying, oh, you know, you're only 38, you're still young, you might want to have children. I'm like, I've got a child, I need to be well for the child that I've got. And, you know, ugh, you're staring at me, you're so cute, I love you, Austin. Love you, Baba. Yeah, I need to be well for the child that I've got. And I said to them, if I were to get pregnant now at 38, then you would say I'm a geriatric mother and you would put me under consultant care because I'm too old to have a child. So which one is it? Am I too young? Am I too old? It might have been different if I was actually in a stable relationship and we were thinking about having children at some point. That would have been the point where I would have got on it and said, right, babes, let's get down to business and make one. But I'm not. And being asleep all day every day was not going to make me meet anyone. Let's face it. So talking a lot, I have to drink a lot. So basically, eventually I've won the argument. So I dealt with the not being able to have children anymore thing, and it was quite hard because as much as realistically I wasn't going to have any more, it's kind of different when you get told you're not going to be able to have any more. So it's like, I know Austin is quite sad because you're not getting a brother or sister, are you? Yeah, and you would really like one. But, you know, there are other ways. If we really want... Hi, Jenny. If we really wanted to have more children, there are plenty of children in this world that need a loving family. And the way things are these days, adoption agencies are much more supportive towards single parents. As long as you're financially stable and emotionally sane, then, you know, you have a chance. Yeah, this is Caroline, sorry. This is what a lot of people are saying to me and that I've heard a lot over the last year. I haven't met one person that's had a hysterectomy and regretted it, because although it's quite a drastic operation, drastic things have happened to get you to that place, and I can't wait. I call it my little poisonous grapefruit because the uterus is about the size of grapefruit. I can't wait to have it out and start to feel human and better again. I really, really, really can't wait. So I set up today this support group, and so far there's only me in it because I haven't invited anyone and I haven't made the link public. I will post it in these comments afterwards, because all I've got, right, all I've been given is a leaflet about laparoscopic hysterectomies and pre-NHS inpatient pre-admission information with my, what's the word? What do they call it? You know when your brain goes back, I've got such a headache, I shouldn't have slept all day. What's it called? The pre-op appointment. So my pre-op appointment is the 14th of January, which is Austin's birthday. But it's okay because he's going to be at school, aren't you, babes? Oh, you look so sad. Don't be sad. It's okay. My mum will start to feel better and we'll be able to do more stuff again. Yeah, there's a smile. Yeah, so that's my pre-op. So I'm going to assume that they're going to try and be scheduling me in sort of beginning to mid-February for that. So this support group, yeah, I've got this leaflet, which doesn't tell you much, I have to be honest. And then the only other thing I have available to me is the internet, which I'm not going to Google hysterectomies. Hi, AB. I'm not going to Google hysterectomies because I'm just going to scare myself. I would much rather hear from people that have been through experiences, you know, what are the things that you need to be prepared for. You know, the little things that they don't tell you, you know, like when you have your tonsils out, you know, there's lots of little things they don't tell you, the joys. You get your patient information leaflet, which is quite basic. Let's face it, it tells you the bare medical facts and recovery and don't lift a kettle and don't do this. But it doesn't tell you and help you through the emotional side of it. And I know that I'm probably going to get quite down. When I had the ablation last year, it really knocked me for six and knocked me backwards and getting better. And it made me feel so depressed and so angry that I felt worse again. I don't want to feel worse again. So I'm more prepared for this one to know that I'm probably going to feel like triple crap for a bit afterwards, but then ultimately it's going to make me feel so much better. So I'm going to post the link in the comments, and it's going to be a group for people that have, like I said, have either had a hysterectomy, and it's important that we have you in there because we want to be able to speak to people that have been through stuff. So either for those that have had one, are considering one, or are booked in for one. And it's just to like friendly help and support so that, you know, we can support each other and get advice from each other, and just like have people, be surrounded by people that are going through the same thing or a similar thing, because it's quite hard. Like, you know, you tell me, oh, I've got to have a hysterectomy, and like, oh yeah, okay. And there's that, you know, the surface of it. We don't get much deeper into it than that. And there's a lot of people that go through it. I'm like quite surprised how many people I know that have had hysterectomies. But I want to create a place where we're all safe to discuss it freely. So if you want to be in a group, or you know anyone that should be in a group, please share this video with them. Please hit like for me to say that, you know, let me know that this has been useful for you. And I shall post the link, and I hope to see some of you in there. Okay, thank you. Bye.